Law 1. Never outshine the master. A Stoic perspective. Part 1. The wisdom of staying in the shadows. The ego's greatest trap. Power, ambition, and recognition. These are the desires that tempt the mind. Many believe that success is about proving superiority, about demonstrating intelligence, about standing above others. But the Stoics understood a deeper truth. The moment you seek to shine too brightly, you risk attracting the wrong kind of attention. In the world of power, those above you, leaders, mentors, those who hold influence, are not always secure in their positions. Even the strongest rulers feel the weight of potential challengers. The moment they sense a threat, their natural reaction is to crush it before it grows too strong. This is where ego becomes your greatest enemy. The desire to impress, to prove, to dominate. These are the seeds of downfall. If you outshine your master, your teacher, or your leader, you risk triggering their insecurities. And once that happens, you are no longer an ally in their eyes. You are a rival. A Stoic approach to power. The Stoic does not seek unnecessary conflict. He does not announce his abilities to the world. He knows that true wisdom is silent. That true power is hidden. Instead of challenging those above him, he learns from them. He studies their strengths, their weaknesses, their strategies. He understands that time is his greatest ally. There is no rush to prove anything. Seneca once wrote, "A great man is he who uses his strength wisely and does not waste it on vanity." The wise man does not waste energy proving himself. He absorbs knowledge, he refines his skills, and he moves with patience. He does not seek the spotlight. He lets others chase it while he remains steady, waiting for the right moment to act. The power of humility. There is a common misconception that humility is weakness, that staying in the background means surrendering to the will of others. But the truth is the opposite. Humility is a weapon. It disarms those who may see you as a threat. It keeps you underestimated. It allows you to grow unnoticed. When you remain humble, you gain access to knowledge that others do not. You are invited into conversations, into trust, into circles of influence, because you are not seen as a challenger. The most powerful figures in history were not those who declared their greatness too soon. They were those who moved silently, learning, growing, and waiting. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic emperors, ruled not through arrogance, but through patience. He never needed to prove his strength. His actions spoke for him. He observed, he learned, and when the time came, he acted decisively. A lesson from nature. Look at the trees in a storm. The rigid ones, the ones that stand too tall and do not bend, are the first to fall. But the flexible ones, the ones that move with the wind, survive and grow stronger. The same is true in life. If you stand too tall too soon, if you try to outshine those above you, you make yourself a target. But if you bend, if you observe, if you wait. When the storm passes, you will still be standing while others have fallen. Law 1. Never outshine the master. A Stoic perspective. Part 2. The art of learning without threatening. The silent observer gains the most. The world is full of people desperate for recognition. They interrupt conversations to prove their intelligence. They challenge authority too soon, eager to display their strength. But the Stoic understands that real power is not in being seen. It is in seeing everything. When you are in the presence of those in power, your greatest advantage is your ability to observe, listen, and understand. Every leader has strengths and weaknesses. Do not expose their flaws, learn from them. Every master has insecurities. Do not exploit them, study them. A student who challenges his teacher too early stops learning. A soldier who defies his general without strategy is easily defeated. A worker who outshines his boss in front of others invites resentment. But the one who watches, absorbs, and masters his emotions, he is the one who truly gains power. Do not be a threat. Be an asset. Most people in power are not secure. They fear being replaced, overshadowed, or made irrelevant. If they see you as a rising force, their instinct will be to push you down before you become too strong. Instead of competing, make yourself useful. Offer value, not competition. When you contribute without threatening their position, you gain their trust. You become indispensable. You earn a place where they willingly teach you their strategies, their networks, their secrets. Epictetus taught that the wise man does not need to prove himself. His actions naturally earn him respect. When you focus on improving rather than proving, you do not make enemies. You make allies. The hidden strength of patience. Many seek power too quickly. They want recognition today, respect tomorrow, and authority next week. But power does not work that way. Rushing to outshine others is the surest way to lose everything. The Stoic sees time differently. He does not measure success in days or weeks. He measures it in decades. He is willing to wait because he knows that patience is the greatest weapon. Cato, one of Rome's most disciplined Stoics, never rushed into battle with words or actions. He was deliberate, calculated. He understood that when you remain steady while others act on impulse, you control the game. By staying patient, you allow others to expose their weaknesses while you grow in strength. When the time is right, you do not need to demand power. It naturally comes to you. The art of speaking less, meaning more. One of the greatest Stoic strategies is the discipline of restraint. The less you speak, the more people listen when you do. The more you hold back, the greater your impact when you finally step forward. Never rush to impress. Never waste energy proving yourself to those who do not matter. Let others chase attention while you build real strength. The world will always notice the one who moves with purpose and patience. Law 1. Never outshine the master. A Stoic Perspective. Part 3. The Moment to Step Forward. Knowing when to rise. The power of the right moment. Patience is a virtue, but it is not an excuse for inaction. The Stoic waits, observes, and learns, but he does not wait forever. There comes a time when the student surpasses the teacher, when the quiet observer must step into the lights. The key is knowing when. History is full of those who rose too soon and fell just as fast. A warrior who charges without a plan dies before the battle truly begins. A leader who demands power before earning respect is cast aside. Even the strongest minds fail when they act on impulse rather than strategy. The Stoic understands that power must be taken only when the moment is right. If you have built yourself in silence, if you have gathered knowledge, refined your skills, and become an essential part of the system, you will not need to force your rise. It will happen naturally. How to know the time has come? The signs are always there for those who are aware. 1. When your master depends on you more than you depend on them. If you have become the mind behind their success, if they seek your counsel before making a decision, then you have already stepped into a position of power. You do not need to outshine them openly. They have already placed you above them. 2. When others recognize your value before you declare it. The greatest leaders did not announce their rise. Others announced it for them. When people begin to follow your lead naturally, when they turn to you for guidance over those in formal power, you have already risen. 3. When the system can no longer function without you. If your presence has become irreplaceable, if your absence would collapse the structure, then you are no longer an apprentice. You are the foundation. At this point, stepping forward is no longer a risk. It is a necessity. The Stoic way to rise. Once the moment arrives, do not act with arrogance. Do not destroy those who once led you. True power is not about crushing the past. It is about building the future. Marcus Aurelius did not seize the throne of Rome. He was handed it because of his wisdom, patience, and discipline. He did not demand power. Power sought him. The same applies to all who rise with strategy and restraint. Do not betray. Build trust. Do not attack. Make yourself essential. Do not demand. Earn. When you finally step forward, it should not be a moment of conquest. It should be a moment of recognition. Power should feel like a natural shift, not a hostile takeover. The strongest rulers, the most respected leaders, the greatest minds, they do not announce their strength. They become so valuable that their rise is inevitable. Final lesson. Mastery is about control of others and yourself. Never outshining the master is not about fear. It is about strategy. It is about controlling your ego, mastering your impulses, and understanding the flow of power. Those who seek recognition too soon lose everything. Those who wait, learn, and move at the right moment become unstoppable. In the end, the greatest power is not in proving you are the best, but in becoming so necessary that no one can ignore you.